Hey all, it's me Preeti. Today I'm going to talk about something very special and very interesting topic called debugging. Now, this was the most awaited video that I want to do it, and I actually wanted to do this video because debugging is so damn important when you actually implement a complex programs or when you start coding in your companies and you want to fix a bugs which has thousands and thousands of lines which is being programmed by someone else, and you want to fix that bug. And is it really that easy to understand so many lines of program at a short or within short period of time? No, you at least need some months to understand the flow of your product and the way it is being implemented. But you might be getting several fixes or the bugs that you want to fix. So to fix them, this process of debugging will be really important, and how you're going to debug is very important, right? And if you understand the logic which has been already implemented by the programmer, then if you debug, then I think you at least fix it within a short period of time, that is within 30 minutes or an hour. That will be the least time that you can take to fix that bug. Now, how do you actually debug, and how do you start with? So whatever you're seeing on the screen is an Eclipse IDE tool, and each tool has a debugging point, so you can actually debug. But I'm going to teach you how to debug in Eclipse, right? And this is the program which I've taken, that is comparison between two arrays. I'm just giving two different arrays, A and B, and I'm just comparing if A array is equal to, if any element in A is equal to any other element in B, then I'm just printing it as equal. If it is not equal, then I'm just printing it as not equal. Now, this logic will be very, similar. It is very easy. You can just see, I'm just comparing the index positions of two different arrays with their elements. If it is equal, then it's just printing equal with that element. If it's not, then it is just printing not equal, right? But you want to know the flow, how it actually works, huh? So that is what I'm going to teach you today. This is a debugger point which I have kept, but just press double click. When you just give double click, the debugging point, it just goes off. Yes, it's just taking some time. Yes, so just give, yeah, when you just go double click on that debugging point, it just goes off. But if you want to debug, just give a double click. When you give double click, the point comes, and just give double click wherever you want to debug. If you want to debug from the initial point, you can just press debug here, but it is very simple. There's just initialization and declaration here, so there's no need to debug. But you want to understand the flow inside the for loop. That is the reason I'm just starting my debugging from the for loop, because I wanted to explain one important concept as well, that is how for loop iterates, right? So this is the debugging point which I'm giving, and just give a right click. When you give right click, yes, you can see run as, debug as, profile as, but go to this debug as and give debug as Java application. When you give debug as Java application, you get this. Just wait for a minute. Yes, so you get this different color thing. So when you get this, it says that your debugging mode is on, right? So when just take use your two hands, take function and press F6. When you press function plus F6, your debugging moves, and it shows you how your program is actually working in the backend. So just press function F6. So you can see, first I've already told you that outer for loop iterates only once, but the inner for loop iterates the number of elements which are present in your actual array. So the for loop first time increments, outer for loop increments only once, whereas the inner for loop increments the number of times the elements which are present in an array. So the for loop first increments once. So when the outer for loop increments once, it will have a value of 0, and 0 will have an index position element which is being contained 1, right? So when you give function F6, it got inside your inner for loop. Now again press function F6. Now you press again function F6, it enters into if condition. So just go and hover on J, so it shows J as a value of 0, right? Now this is the special characteristics of your debugging thing. So after debugging, just go back and hover on any individual variable. It shows the value it contains. So J contains the value of 0. Now how J contains the value of 0? Because I is being assigned to J. So I has value of 0. Since I is assigned to J, the j has a value of 0. Okay, so you can see, just go over on I, you can see I has 0, over on j has 0. So since I has 0 and j has 0, these index position 0 0 will contain a value of 1 1, right? So just print, so if see, just give a of I, just hover on I. When you hover on I, it has a value of 0. When you hover on j, it has a value of 0. So 0 0 both will have a value of 1 and 1. Since they both are equal, it should now enter into if condition and it should print equal. And if it is not equal, then it should come out of if loop, if condition, and it should print else. So for the first time, 1 is equal to 1. Now it should print equal. Now you can see the output on the console. So again, press function F6, right? When you print function press function F6, you can see 1 is equal. Now, as I already told you, the outer for loop increments only once. Now the inner for loop increments, not the outer for loop. So inner for loop increments again. Now 1 is compared with 1. So for loop, inner for loop is being incremented by 1. Now 1 will be compared with 5. Again, 1 will be compared with 6 and 1 will be compared with 4. So the inner for loop increments 4 times, right? So inner for loop is already incremented once now. Now you should follow that inner for loop increments 3 more times, right? So I'll again print, just give function F6. Now you can see it will not, the control doesn't go out to the outer for loop. It stays inside the inner for loop, right? So again press function F6. Yes, you can see it is again gone to inner for loop, and now 1 is compared with 5, right? So it should not be equal, so it will never enter into a if loop, if condition, but it comes to a else condition. So just give function F6. Now it is comparing whether 1 is equal to 5. Since it is not equal to 5, it comes to else loop, so it prints not equal, right? Again, now 1 is being compared with 6. So 1 is not equal to 6. It again compares whether it is equal. If it is not equal, it prints not equal. Now again, 1 is compared with 4. So why is this inner for loop iterating these many times? I've already told you, inner for loop iterates the number of elements which are present. That much length it actually iterates. Now finally 1 is being compared with 4, so it is again not equal. So just give function F6, it again prints not equal. Now the important thing, the for loop, it exits from the inner for loop. Now it goes to outer for loop because 1 is being compared with all of the elements which are present in B, right? So it exits. Just press function F6. See, now it goes to outer for loop. Now outer for loop increments to 1 and 1 has a value of 2. That is, one index position contains a value of 2. Now 2 is again compared with 1, 5, 6 and 4. Right? Again, the inner for loop now iterates 4 times because 2 is compared 4 times with 4 different elements. Right? Now again give. Now it should print not equal 4 times because 2 is not equal to 1, it is not equal to 5, it is not equal to 6 and 4. So just give function F6. Yes, so first time 2 is not equal to 1, it prints not equal. Yes, again 2 is not equal to 5, it prints not equal. Again 2 is not equal to 6, it prints not equal. Finally 2 is not equal to 4, it prints not equal, right? Now outer for loop is again being incremented to 3. Now 3 will again the inner for loop iterates 4 times because 3 is compared with 4 different elements. So again it prints 4 times not equal because 3 is not equal to 1. So just print function F6. So 3 is not equal to 1, 3 is not equal to 5, and again 3 is not equal to 6 and 4, right? And again now finally 4 is being compared with 4 different elements. So just go over on I. Now what I will have, the value 4, and just print function. Yes, just go. Yes, no, 4 is now equal. So how 4 is equal? Finally the 4 is being compared with 1 and it is being compared with 5, it is being compared with 6 and 4. Yes, now just print function F6, it exits out of the debugging mode. Now why it exits out of the debugging mode? Because now 4 is being compared with the rest of the elements, and it finally finds it comes to the last index position and it compares whether 4 is equal to 4. Since 4 is equal to 4, it just printed 4 and it comes out of the debugging mode. Now again press function F6. Yes, now you can see terminated means the two for loops has already breached their length and it comes out of the debugging mode, right? So I think this was the clear explanation which I was capable of giving you. So if you didn't actually understand that how I actually did this debugging, please do let me know in the comments, because this section is very important. And if you want me to do any other topics or explain any other topics, please do let me know in the comments. I will surely come back with a better approach. Yes, and I hope you people did understood this video. If you did like this video, then please do share and subscribe, and please share among your friends as well that how to easily learn coding and how to do anything with simpler logics, right? Yes. Thank you so much for watching this video.